Are we witnessing a turning point in the prolonged conflict between Russia and Ukraine? Recent events suggest that this might be the case. The Ukrainian village of Avdiivka, a focal point in this enduring battle, has borne witness to a significant defeat. Despite the immense commitment of troops and vehicles, Ukraine has been unable to repel the latest Russian offensive, resulting in heavy losses. Over 6,000 soldiers and 400 armored vehicles and tanks have been reported lost in a single week. Avdiivka holds immense strategic importance in this conflict, making its defense a priority. Yet, the struggle continues, with both sides locked in a grueling war of attrition. There are few breakthroughs, and the war is characterized by a constant push and pull. Each side is making progress, but in different directions, leading to a state of perpetual contestation. This defeat marks a significant shift in the conflict dynamics, but what led to this outcome? The path to defeat is often paved with a series of missteps and strategic errors. As we delve into the series of events that led to Ukraine's defeat at Avdiivka, we must first acknowledge the pivotal role Russia's tactical changes played in this outcome. The Russian forces, in what can only be described as a strategic maneuver, altered their strike composition. They employed a mixture of missiles and introduced decoys into their attack strategy. This move was likely aimed at preserving their forces for future assaults and testing the resilience of Ukraine's air defenses. The use of decoys, typically employed to distract or confuse the enemy, was a new addition to Russia's arsenal. This innovative tactic demonstrated Russia's willingness to experiment and adapt in an attempt to penetrate Ukraine's defenses, a sign of a relentless opponent. On the other side of the battlefield, Ukraine's defenses were put to the test. Equipped with advanced Western air defenses, the Ukrainian forces had been adapting to Russia's strike packages. However, the effectiveness of these defenses remained uncertain. As Russia intensified its strikes and increased its precision-guided munitions stockpiles, Ukraine's defenses were stretched thin. The heavy losses on the Ukrainian side painted a grim picture of the conflict. In the span of a week, Ukraine reported the loss of over 6,000 soldiers and 400 armored vehicles and tanks. This staggering number of casualties and loss of equipment marked a significant setback for the Ukrainian forces. Furthermore, despite the spirited defense, the Ukrainian forces were unable to hold their ground at Avdiivka. The village remained contested, with both sides making progress in different directions. The continued fighting in Avdiivka was indicative of a grinding war with few breakthroughs, with each side struggling against the other's defenses. Despite their best efforts, Ukraine was unable to hold their ground at Avdiivka. In the wake of defeat, the future course of action becomes critical. Ukraine, undeterred by the loss, has responded with resilience, determined to repel further Russian advances. Equipped with advanced Western air defenses, Ukraine is continuously adapting to Russian strike packages, demonstrating a readiness to learn and counteract the enemy's tactics. The international community, too, has not stood by idly. UK intelligence, having closely monitored the unfolding events, has reported an alarming increase in Russian casualties. This, coupled with Russia's heavy losses in men and equipment, has led to a growing global concern. The response from Ukraine's allies has been swift and strategic. They have bolstered their support, supplying not only sophisticated defense systems but also invaluable intelligence that could tip the scales in Ukraine's favor. The effectiveness of these efforts, however, remains uncertain. Russia, on the other hand, is persistently experimenting with new tactics to breach Ukrainian air defenses. The future of this conflict, therefore, hinges on Ukraine's ability to anticipate and counter these evolving strategies. As Ukraine regroups and the world watches, the next steps in this conflict will be pivotal. Let's revisit the major points we've covered in this analysis. The defeat at Avdiivka marks a crucial juncture in the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine. Despite heavy losses, Russia's relentless assault eventually led to Ukraine's defeat at the village. This defeat, however, is not merely a result of Russia's brute force, but also a testament to its tactical adaptability. Russia has been experimenting with the composition of its strike packages, integrating new tactics to overcome Ukrainian air defenses. Ukraine, on the other hand, has demonstrated resilience, adapting to Russian strike packages with advanced Western air defenses. This resilience has been bolstered by the support of Ukraine's allies, who have stood by Ukraine in this time of crisis. Looking ahead, the future direction of the conflict remains uncertain. One thing is clear, though. Both Russia and Ukraine are continuously evolving their strategies, striving to gain the upper hand in this complex and fluid conflict. The conflict between Russia and Ukraine continues to evolve, with each event influencing the next. As we observe these developments, we are reminded of the complexity and fluidity of modern warfare.